And Chelsea.
And we're here this week with another video. This week we're going to be talking about one of the most sensitive topics in our relationship.
Jealousy.
I'm jealous. She's jealous.
I'm jealous.
You're jealous. We're just going to have a casual conversation about jealousy and just tell you our thoughts on jealousy in general when it comes to relationships.
Yeah, jealousy is just kind of one of those basic instincts. Every single species out there has jealousy. Like, if you have two dogs, you obviously know that if you're sitting there snuggling one of them is gonna do something to get your attention. Jealousy is just, primal.
I think one of the most important parts about jealousy in general is honestly just recognizing that you are jealous. Like, if you're a jealous person, just come to terms with the fact that you're a jealous person. I've accepted I was jealous a long time ago, so.
Yeah. I'm a very jealous person. But once you've admitted that you are jealous, that takes away its power over you.
Yeah.
Because as long as you're not in denial about it, then you can somewhat be in control over it.
I think people try to find ways to justify their jealousy of saying like, oh, well, she's such a flirt, I should be worried, which, like, there's always things that, of course, your partner can do that could rouse up jealousy, but you as a person just need to know when you are just jealous. So when things like that do arouse, if your partner is being flirty, it's, yes, they're being flirty, but also on top of that, you just happen to be a jealous person.
Sorry, I made a face in that scene, and you're gonna see it when you do the playback. And just ignore it. I got a cramp in my leg. So the next thing is you want to understand why you're jealous. Now, that could be because maybe the trust has been broken in the relationship before, whether they were lying to you about something or they cheated on you.
When we say why you're jealous, that doesn't necessarily mean it has to be tied to, like Chelsea said, like someone hurting you or whatever. Maybe you've just made up your mind about how people function in relationships. There's no one in your mind more than yourself, and when it comes to relationships and what you've seen on television, there's a lot of things that could influence how you view relationships, whether you've actually been heartbroken or not.
And another thing is you could be struggling with your own insecurities. If you have a low self-esteem because of like either your childhood or maybe you're not okay with your appearance or whatever it may be, that could also make you jealous because you're insecure about yourself, and so you think that they're going to go out and find something better.
I know with Chelsea and I specifically, I am jealous in general of everybody and everything that looks at her, but particularly I get really jealous when I feel like I'm threatened by someone who has something that I can't offer. This is gonna sound terrible, but I'm more jealous of the idea of Chelsea falling in love with another man than I am with the idea of Chelsea falling in love with another woman. I don't know why, but I am. So if like a woman hit on her, I'm a lot less jealous than if a man hits on her, because a man has a penis. I don't have a penis. I don't know. I'm threatened by whatever he can provide her that I couldn't provide. So that's straight up. So if I'm facing off with someone who I think I dominate over, the likelihood of me being jealous is a lot less. But I'm still jealous at the end of the day.
Another thing that I think pinpoints Brooke's jealousy is she's, okay, my jealousy comes from I'm insecure. I'm okay with saying that. I know I have my own self-esteem issues to work on and my self-confidence. I'm okay with admitting that. I think sometimes she can be kind of low-key possessive. We've worked on all of this, by the way, but these are like primal things that, still come up. If I'm snuggling my stuffed animals for too long, she's like, what about me? I'm a living thing. I need attention.
It's the Taurus in me.
It's really cute. It's the Taurus in her. But so her issues come from a lot of her possessiveness, and mine come from my insecurities. And those are things that we both work on separately and together, and we're confident enough to be able to tell you guys that.
Another important point when it comes to jealousy is learning from your jealousy, growing from your jealousy.
So like I had just said, we're both, we both know why we're jealous, and those are things we're working on. So you want to learn why you're jealous.
Yeah. I know I have a very active imagination. If someone says something and it sparks an image in my brain, that image just burns and burns and burns, and I have a very permanent tattoo of that image. So it's so hard for me to move on from it, but I just talk myself through it. I just say, think about this rationally. Would Chelsea really ever do this? Would she really throw away years of this over this? Like, think about how, I just start talking myself through it, and that doesn't sound like that would do much, but as you're doing it and you look back, you're like, oh, I kind of feel better. And you just diffuse the situation. As soon as you see that little glimpse of feeling better, diffuse it, put it out, put the fire out, and move on. So that's been my new strategy, and I think it's actually working. We fight a lot less about jealousy than we ever have. And just, with time it gets better.
Also, another tip is maybe keeping a journal. And that's something I knew I needed to do, because I can wrap my head around a thought if I write it down. So for me, keeping a journal, and just like anytime I felt jealous, I make an outline. What made me jealous? Why did it make me jealous? How realistic is it? And then from there you can identify what your triggers are, and then you'll be able to practice for any time, that trigger happens. You'll instantly be able to like rationalize it and let it go. And that's one of the things that I'm most proud of, is when we first got back together, my jealousy was, oh my God, it was through the roof.
Gotten so much better.
Constantly. I was constantly just a bitter person. But I've put a lot of work into it, and now I'm so much better.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pat myself on the back.
You've gotten so much better.
I went to therapy for this.
Yeah.
And ours all stemmed from infidelities and insecurities. That's all it was. It was infidelity and insecurity, and that just paved the street for my jealous avenue.
Yeah. Another tip, and this is really, really dear to my heart, I think. I don't even know if I've told you this, but this is a trick that I've been doing that really, really helps me more than anything else. And, I talk about that picture in your brain or whatever. If a situation arouses that might make you jealous, I think about a similar situation in my own life. Like if Chelsea has a friend, I say, okay, who is my so-and-so in my life that Chelsea might be jealous of perceiving that relationship, but I know what it really is. And I rationalize it in my head as to why it won't happen, and then I give Chelsea that same credit. I go, okay, if I was in that same situation and I know I wouldn't do it, Chelsea's not gonna do it either.
I literally do the same exact thing.
Do you really?
I literally do. Like, this doesn't even have to be on camera. Finally, if you've taken all the right steps and you've done all of the work, maybe at the end of the day, this is something that you need professional help with. Like I said earlier, I went to therapy because I wasn't able to get over my jealousy on my own. And so I had a psychologist, and that was one of the things we were working on when I was seeing her. And it was a lot of help because she was able to show me textbook what jealousy is and where it comes from and what to do. And so I totally think that anybody who reaches out and gets professional help, that's just showing how strong you are because you want to be able to change.
Hopefully you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a big fat thumbs up. Please comment below any videos you'd like to see us do in the future, or any topics you'd like to hear us cover. Quick shout out to Katie in the city, who follows us on Instagram and Twitter. They have been following us for a very long time, so we do appreciate you. Please be sure to follow us on social media. I am OMG Brookberry.
And I'm OMG Chelsea Berry.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye!
Bye!